Hi everyone, we're here at HIP TV and we are going to give you a prenatal yoga class. Amber is here and she's in her second trimester, and Paige is over here and she's in her third trimester. And this is just going to be a well-rounded yoga class for all those of you out there carrying a little one. So we're going to get started, and a couple things I'm going to let you know about. We have some yoga props here. We have a couple yoga blankets and a couple yoga blocks and bolsters. At home, all you need to grab is a blanket off your bed or a pillow off the couch. Yoga blocks, if you got a telephone book, you could always substitute a telephone book for a yoga block, but you might not even need them. But if you have them around, you might have them close to your yoga mat, and we're going to get started sitting comfortably in a cross-legged position. And we're going to let our eyes close, and we're going to let our hands rest either in our lap or on our knees. And we're going to allow ourselves to just take a couple deep breaths. And we're going to see if our intuition can guide us into a place that helps us feel a little more relaxed as we get ready for our yoga class. Women who are carrying babies don't do any sort of specific yoga techniques for breathing, just something that keeps it nice and open and even. And on this next breath, maybe allow yourself to feel a little taller on an inhale. Exhales are always a little more releasing and relaxing for the body, so take a nice long exhale. And we are going to take a simple open twist to start our practice. So gently let the eyes gaze forward. We're going to keep the right hand on the right knee, and we're going to swing the left arm out behind us. And we're going to gently turn the shoulders and feel just an easy twist from the waist. Maybe put a little bend in the arm that's behind you. And if it feels good, maybe turning the chin over the back shoulder. Finding one more breath that helps you sit maybe just a little bit taller. Gently come back through center. And we're just going to switch sides. So we'll let the left hand rest on the left knee, and we'll swing the right arm behind us. So notice if you can press into the fingertips that are resting behind you, allowing the spine to come up a little bit taller. Soften the jaw and the neck and see if it might feel good to bring your gaze over that right shoulder. Find the breath helping you to get a little stretch in your spine. So breathing in, sitting tall. And we're going to gently let it all go. Beautiful, ladies. Inhale, let's fly the arms sideways and all the way up. As we exhale, we're going to relax the arms, and we're going to keep the left hand right outside the left hip, and we're going to reach that right arm up and over. Lengthen the whole right side by getting the fingertips to go up a little bit and then a little bit overhead. Beautiful. Inhale is going to bring both arms up, stretch both sides, and then gently release and taking it over. Reach up a little bit so the side body opens and gently tip over to the right. Find one more nice deep breath. Relax with the exhale. Inhale, both arms reach up. And with the exhale, relaxing the arms down. Beautiful. We're going to come off of our props, so we're going to bring the blanket and the bolster behind us. And we're going to find our way into a table position. So ladies, just line up the knees under the hips and the hands under the shoulders. Beautiful. Really feel yourself with a nice strong table, and then step the right foot gently back behind you. Keeping the right toes curled under, feel the strength in the right leg, and allow the left arm to reach first. So let that left arm reach out in front of you. So notice if you can relax the shoulder by turning the left thumb up. There you go. And then go ahead and pick the right foot up off the mat, just gently. So it's not a large lift. And we're going to warm up the back muscles by really feeling the stretch all the way through the left fingertips and straight back through the right heel. We're going to hold it for one more full cycle of breath. And we're going to feel our back muscles warm up. Breathing in, get a good stretch. And on the exhale, let's bring the knee and the hand back down to the yoga mat. We're going to go for a little baby puppy dog stretch. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift our tail up. And then we're going to find a nice cat stretch. Tuck the chin in and round your lower back. Tailbone drops. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to a little puppy dog stretch. Let the belly fall and the tail wag a little side to side. There you go. And then slowly tuck the chin in towards the chest, feeling the back of the neck release. And how about the lower back? So a little easier in the first and second trimester to find that lower belly really pulling up, but when it comes to the third trimester, it's a little hard to access it, so you got to feel a little bit more of a lift through the pelvic floor. Give it one more round, ladies. Make it feel good, right? You're working to find openness in the body. We're going to slowly find our way right back through to center, and we'll go ahead and step the left foot to the back of the mat. Let ourselves balance our hips, and then reach the right arm forward. Reach that right arm forward. So really feel like you want to reach. Yep. And then relax the neck and look down at your yoga mat. Push the floor away with the left hand. Yeah, and then when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and just gently pick the left leg up. Just not a big lift. Yeah. Perfect. Kick the heel into the wall behind you. And then as you breathe, allow your limbs to get longer. Nurture the little one that's right there in the center. And let that little one help you lengthen your spine a little bit. Nice, ladies. Breathe in deep. And one final inhale for a stretch. And with the exhale, we're going to put it all back down on the yoga mat. Go for a nice, easy little organic swinging of the hips over to the right and to the left. Yeah, and then swing a little in the opposite direction. So let the shoulders roll around. There you go. Beautiful. And then we're going to find our way to center at the end of that next round. And we're going to go for a little puppy dog. So we're going to feel our heart come forward as we press into our hands, drop the belly, tailbone is up in the sky. And just walk your hands a little forward of the shoulders. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. So wag your tail up in the sky a little bit. There you go, you guys. So hips a little right to left. And then start to walk the feet a little wider. So the feet are going to be as wide as your yoga mat. There you go. Really strong arms. You're going to press the floor away. And you're going to let your head and neck go. Nice. Stay for one more nice deep breath right here, ladies. Sigh the breath out just to feel the body and the nervous system release a little tension. Just opening the mouth and just And then walk your hands all the way to the back of the mat towards your feet. Just keep the feet nice and wide. And wide like Uttanasana. So as we come in here into this pose, just make sure the weight is even on both feet. And then go ahead and grab a hold of the elbow joints if that feels good. And just let yourself swing a little to the right, a little to the left. You got it. If it feels good to keep the legs straight, by all means do. For some of us, we're going to keep the legs a little bit bent. And we're really going to make enough space for the baby, for the belly, to maybe lean a little more forward so the spine can decompress. There you go. Drop your head. That's it. Nice. Beautiful. Pause for a couple more breaths, ladies, and feel just the weight of the upper body relaxing. Right, so the heart is just a little bit below the hips. Gives the heart a break. Take one more breath right here. And then we're going to let the hands fall towards the floor. We're going to heel toe the feet a little bit wider than that yoga mat. And we're going to see if we can fall a little bit more forward. And then we're going to walk over to the right side. Uh-oh, that was the left. Walking over to the left side. You might have to cut some of that up. Uh-oh. Walk over to the left, hug it in. Slowly find your way through center. And we're going to take it on over to the opposite side. Really feel a nice little stretch in the lower back. And then gently find your way right back through to center. Turn the head to the right, to the left, back and forth. Release any tension you might be feeling in the neck. Yeah. And then keeping the feet nice and wide, start to walk the hands back up to the front of the yoga mat. And heel toe the feet back in for downward facing dog. Press the chest back towards the thighs. And if you'd like to, bend the knees a little bit and see if you can relax. Yeah, there you go. As you begin to straighten the legs a little bit, see if the hips will go up a little higher, so strong arms. Beautiful. We're going to take a really deep breath in. And at the bottom of the exhale, we're going to walk our feet up to the back of the hands, up to the wrists. So walk your feet up nice and slow. Yeah, and when you get to the top of the yoga mat, you're going to let everything relax for one more nice full exhale. Just really let everything go. On an inhale, sweep the arms out wide to the side, strong legs, firm the thighs. Reach all the way up and bring the hands right down the center into your heart. We're going to step a little more towards the front of the yoga mat, ladies. Soles of the feet together, pretty close. Yep. And we're just going to take a moment in mountain pose, Tadasana. So really allow yourself to see your breath moving on the inside. And notice that you're nurturing not only yourself, but this being that's inside of you. And that's the beautiful part about bringing this movement together with the breath and really letting your spirit hold on to each breath and each movement as well. Gently blink the eyes forward, relax the arms down. Circle the arms out wide to the side, touch palms overhead. And we're going to glide forward. So let the arms fly wide to the side and allow yourself to come forward over the legs. Beautiful. And we're going to step the right foot all the way to the back of the yoga mat. So once your hands make it to the mat, yep, step the right foot back and then release the right knee down and relax the right toes. Bring both hands onto the left thigh and press away from the thigh. So lift the heart. Beautiful. Pause right here and see if you can relax the hips just slightly, a little bit forward and down. Nice. And fly the arms out to the side, reach all the way up. And grabbing a hold of the right wrist, gently let yourself go off to the side, just a little side bend. Beautiful. Stay here for one more cycle of breath. Always relax with the exhale, ladies. Feel the hips relax, the side body, the shoulder. You guys look beautiful. Inhale, bring it right back up to center. Both arms reach. And with the exhale, fly the hands forward and frame your front foot. Begin to straighten the front knee and try to bring the left hip back a little bit. And then rebend the front knee and bring yourself forward. And take it back, straightening the front knee. And coming forward. On the next one, we're going to hold that stretch. So take the left hip back and find that perfect spot. So you might have to walk your hands back towards your hips. You might want to take your hands a little wider. For those of us at home, if we have our yoga props, we can use our blocks underneath our hands. So put one hand on one block and one hand on the other, yeah. And that makes it a little easier. There you go. Beautiful. Left hip coming back, and then try to feel yourself kind of extend or lengthen the spine a little bit if it works. So you could walk the blocks forward, you could walk the blocks out to the side a little bit, or you could walk your hands a little bit more forward as well. So if the hands want to walk a little more forward, yeah. And then you can walk your blocks out to the side for better balance, yeah. Does that feel a little better? Yeah. And when you're ready, you're just going to find an inhale to bring yourself all the way back up. Yeah, we're just going to pause here. Yep. We're going to plant the hands right alongside the front foot. There you go. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, and we're gonna go right into downward facing dog. So we'll take our hips all the way up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Inhale, everyone. We're gonna just come forward with our gaze in front of our hands. Drop both knees down onto the yoga mat under your hips. So we're gonna come halfway down as we bring the elbows in and pull the heart just a little bit forward. Halfway down. Yeah, and then push the floor away, come right back up, arms straight, and then we're gonna take it right back into downward facing dog. So we'll curl the toes under and lift the hips up. That was perfect. Inhale, everybody. Nice deep breath here, ladies. Drop the knees back down as you bring your shoulders over your hands. Bring the heart a little bit forward as you bend halfway down, just halfway. Beautiful. Straighten the arms and curl the toes under, downward facing dog. So inhale, brings it forward, knees come down, heart comes forward, elbows pull in. So we're gonna always find that perfect spot that takes us right where we need to be, and then we're gonna press the floor away, and we're gonna stretch the hips back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale here, and a nice long exhale. And we're gonna take the right leg and we're gonna reach the right leg all the way up. We call it three-legged dog, you guys, all the way towards the front of the yoga mat. Pause right here, drop the back knee down, release the back toes. As you relax your back foot, both hands come onto the front thigh, and we're gonna push back, yes. Sink into your hips a little bit. You might have to adjust your front foot a little bit. And then fly the arms all the way up. We're gonna grab a hold of the left wrist. And we're going to just lean a little to the side. You got it. If it feels good to let the hips fall a little forward and down, that's great. Yeah. Take a deep breath in. Stay for the exhale. And then with the inhale, just let the arms come right back up alongside the ears. Just give it a good stretch up. And then gently release the hands, frame the front foot. Straightening the front knee. And leaning the hips back. Yep, grab your yoga props. Perfect. And then rebend the front knee and come forward. Notice if you'd like to maybe move your right foot a little more into the center of the yoga mat, or if you need to adjust your props at all. And then straighten the right knee once again. Yeah. And then rebend. And then on the last one, we'll hold it, you guys. So one more. Just take that right hip back. There you go. Walk this one out to the side. There you go. And then that one out to that side. There you go. Walk the hands a little forward to lengthen the spine for those of you who have that feeling of flexibility. And then just stay a little bit more comfortable. Even drop your forehead towards your shin, round your upper back a little bit. Yep. Notice if your breath wants to take you into a deeper part of the stretch or if you want to back off a little bit. So always finding your intuition. With that last exhale, see if they can just really let go of any tension in the back of the leg or in the hip. Beautiful, ladies. We're going to bring ourselves right back into that low lunge. Moving the props over, just frame your front foot with your hands. Curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. And gently find your way to slide that foot back, downward facing dog pose. Take a nice deep inhale and see if you could stretch your hips up nice and high. And a nice long exhale. We're going to do 2 more breaths just like that. We're going to take a nice deep inhale. And we're going to relax with the exhale. And one more time, we're going to take a really nice deep inhale. There you go. And we relax a little bit with the exhale. One more for building a little bit of strength. So we're going to drop the knees gently towards the yoga mat. We're going to rock the heart a little bit forward. We're going to find our way about halfway down. We're going to push it right back up. And then we're going to take ourselves right back into downward facing dog pose. At the end of your next breath, whatever you need to do, let the head drop, move it side to side. Start to walk your feet up to the back of the wrist. Keep the feet nice and wide. Let everything relax as you find the weight falling a little bit forward. And then being mindful, press
equally into all four corners of your feet and roll yourself up. So you just feel a little stretch in the spine. You got it, ladies. Beautiful. Hands to hearts. Let's walk to the top of the mat, and we're going to do a couple different yoga poses here on this next round. So feel yourself nice and tall. Open the chest. Press the palms together. On the exhale, relax the arms down and circle it out wide to the side. So big stretch. Beautiful. Exhale. Folding forward. You could bend the legs if that feels a little bit better. Yeah. And then on the next inhale, we will just come halfway up. We'll pull our spine nice and long. Little baby stretch there for the upper back. And then exhale, put the hands all the way back down. And we're going to walk back to a high plank. So we're going to walk one foot back and then the other. Yeah. And then we're going to drop the knees down. And then we're going to go one more time halfway down. Beautiful. We're going to push it right back up. And we're going to go to downward facing dog pose. Looking back at our feet, walk the feet together towards the center of your yoga mat. Yep. And then reach the right leg all the way up towards the sky. Give it a little stretch. On an exhale, pull the right knee in towards your nose. And we're going to step it all the way up to meet the right hand. When you get there, just pause in a little runner's lunge. Put your back foot on its side. And we're going to go for warrior two. So the inside arm is going to fly all the way up and around. And there's warrior two. Beautiful, ladies. Take a moment to let yourself feel those hips get a stretch. We're going to ground into the outer edge of the back foot. And we're going to sink right into that front hip. Nice long side body. Yep. And we're going to turn the right palm to face up. Relax the left fingertips on the back leg, and the right arm's going to reach up. So we're going to touch the sky right above us. We're going to let our hips feel nice and heavy, and we're going to reach really high. Beautiful. Taking a nice deep inhale here. With the exhale, gently come through center, arms parallel to the yoga floor, and then drop your forearm right on your thigh. Beautiful, ladies. Reach the arm all the way up. So we really want to build a little strength because in no time at all we're going to be carrying somebody around, probably on one arm or the other. So let's build some really strong legs by pressing into the outer edge of your back foot, tucking your front hip under you just a little bit so you feel the strength in that front hip as well. And then the top arm is going to reach a little bit more over the top here. So go for a really good long diagonal stretch. You got it. Take one more nice deep breath right here. Beautiful, ladies. We're going to come all the way up. You got it. We're going to straighten the front leg, and we're going to put our hands on our hips. So move your hips around a little bit, side to side, and put a little bit of an angle on your back foot. We're going to come into triangle pose. So we're going to allow ourselves to get a little bit of a side stretch. We're going to reach our arms out nice and strong, and we're going to gently just drop our hand right onto the top of our right shin. Left arm's going to reach up. So some of us are going to go a little lower, but one of my favorite things in this pose in particular is getting to use a yoga prop. So I always like to use my yoga block, right? And it helps me to open up my chest a little bit. Gives me something to press down into. You got it. Ladies, take a big inhale here. As you exhale, one more time, we're going to just rotate that top arm all the way over the top here. So just spin the arm and the shoulder a little bit. Yep, and then, yeah, just keep reaching all the way over. There you go. And we're just going to reach it through so we get a nice stretch. Take a nice deep inhale here. Stay for the exhale, and then, ladies, let's fly up. We're going to rebend the front knee. We're going to pause right there, and we're going to cartwheel the arms. We're going to frame the front foot, and we're going to pause. And from the runner's lunge, we're going to step right back into downward facing dog pose. We're going to take a big inhale to stretch the hips up nice and high. And stay for the exhale. Beautiful. Left leg's going to reach all the way up. It's a three-legged dog. Just stretch it high, all the way up to the sky, guys. All the way up. All the way up to the sky. There you go. Yeah, and just give it a good stretch, ladies. Just really reach. Yep. And then slowly bring your left knee in towards your nose. Yeah, and then step it all the way up. You got it. So sometimes it's harder than others. We're going to find a nice, easy runner's lunge, and then we're going to set ourselves up for a second warrior. So we're going to put the back foot on an angle, and we're going to take the inside right arm. We're going to sweep it all the way around in a circle. Nice. So adjust yourself a little bit. Once again, you can move your hips a little side to side.
Oftentimes I try to get my ladies to go a little bit heel to arch, but it's usually not always going to happen. Try to make sure your front knee is right over your front heel. Yep. Left palm is going to turn up. And relax your right fingertips on your back leg. So just go for it easy, like just a nice arc, right? Just a feeling of opening up the side. We're going to drop into the hip if we can. There you go, right there. And we're really just trying to feel the front body nice and open. So as much as we can, we lean back. And that means we're strengthening the lower body as much as possible. Always remind yourself that if you need to come out of the pose, you just straighten the front knee. You look great here, honey. Breathe. Take a nice deep inhale. And we're gently going to come through center. And we're just going to let the forearm rest on the thigh. So I always like to adjust myself a little bit here as well. I'm just going to track my front knee over the heel. Top arm's going to reach up, and I'm just going to feel my chest open for a second. So it's always the back leg that's helping us out in a yoga pose, you guys, to stay stable. So feel your back foot press down into the earth. Try to tuck your front hip under you a little bit. Yeah. And then the top arm is going to just gently rotate. So the palm faces forward, and then you reach it all the way through to the front of your yoga mat, the front of the room. From the back foot all the way to the fingertips. Spin the heart to look up a little bit. Spin the baby to look up a little bit. With your next breath in, you're going to come all the way up. It's second warrior. And we're going to go ahead and straighten the front leg. And on this one, once again, just let your hips go forward and back a little bit. Give them a little shake. Yeah, notice where they're feeling it. Yep. And this is really about the side body. So reach out a little bit. And then let your hand, wherever it lands, wherever it easily lands, is where it should be. One side is a little different than the other. And then once again, I love to use the yoga block. All right, and I often try to feel myself just really opening up my chest. So leaning back into a little bit more of a heart opener. Yeah, there you go. So feel the legs nice and strong. Once again, that's what keeps you stable here in our standing poses. Feel the outer edge of the back foot press down into your yoga mat. Yeah. And ladies, one more time, if you would just rotate the palm to face forward and reach the top arm over the top ear. So a really nice stretch. And we'll just give it a little bit right there. Ooh, nice. Everybody's got a nice deep breath right here, right? Gonna open up, turn your heart to look up. Inhale is going to bring us all the way up. We're going to rebend the front knee. We're going to pause right there. And we're going to cartwheel the arms. And we're going to frame our front foot. And we're going to find a runner's lunge. So we're going to come onto back toes. And then we're going to step it right back into downward facing dog. So we're going to come right back into downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale here. And we're going to let it all go with the exhale. You're going to walk your hands all the way to the back of the yoga mat. And we are going to come into Malasana, which is a yoga squat, you guys. Yoga squat. So you're going to walk your feet as wide as you need to. And I'm going to let you sit on a yoga block because that's going to make it a little easier, right? So for mamas at home, you could sit on a pillow. Some of us don't really need a pillow, but some of us do, right? So it makes it a little bit easier if you have one. There you go. Spine nice and open, you guys. So you're going to lean a little bit forward and press the knees open. Feel the stretch in the inner leg and then relaxing the lower back. Nice, you guys. So close your eyes for a moment. And maybe there's a wish that you have for your little one. Maybe there's just this nice, easy breath that you're so grateful for, taking time for yourself. And yoga always asks us to come back to that place where we put the two together, right? It's not only the physical practice, it's that spirit inside of us that wakes up when we move. We're going to take one more breath right here. Yeah, and as you let it go, ladies, just simply let your hands come down. And we're going to try to straighten the legs. And we're going to feel that simple standing forward fold. Just one more time, if you would let the head go side to side, back and forth. Yeah, and then we're going to walk the hands a little bit forward, ladies. We're going to walk the hands a little bit forward. And we're going to just drop the knees down. And they're about hip width.
Yep, and we're gonna relax and we're gonna sit back on our heels. So we're gonna sit back on our heels. You got it. So we're gonna just get a little stretch for our quads because we're gonna do a little camel stretch, right? So just a little bit of a heart opener. But let's just take a moment and notice how the quads feel. If you can, try to slide your backside inside your heels. Amazing. I can't believe that. Wow. Wow. Beautiful, ladies. Let yourself take a couple breaths here. So we can use our yoga props in this pose as well. So for those of you at home, if this one doesn't feel too good and you have a blanket or a bolster, you could just allow yourself to sit on the blanket or the bolster to get a little bit of a stretch. So that helps a lot for a lot of us. We're going to gently climb ourselves forward. There's that table pose. And we're going to curl our toes under, ladies. So you're just going to curl the toes under. And then you're just going to lift up to be standing on your knees. Yeah. I'm just going to notice how it feels here. We're going to bring the hands to the back of the waist. And the hips come a little forward and the heart looks up. Yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is keep the left hand on the left hip and the right arm's going to reach. Yeah, we're going to fly that right arm all the way back to our right heel. So we're going to hold on to that right heel, and then we're going to push the heart a little forward. And then we're just going to reach the left arm up towards the sky for one big, beautiful breath. So really reach up. Ladies, really reach up. Put your left hand back on your left hip, and come up right hand on right hip. We're going to switch it up, so notice which side feels tighter. Usually it's one side or the other, yeah. And when you're ready, guys, you're going to take that left arm, you're going to reach it up, and you're going to fly it all the way back to that left heel. Yeah, and the right arm's just gonna reach up. So push your hips forward and push your heart up, you guys. So just feel that gentle stretch across the belly. Take a big inhale as you reach up a little bit here. And then everybody just gently let the hand come back down. And we're gonna bring the left hand back up as well. Now we're gonna try to do both hands. So gently let the hips come forward. Fly the right arm. And if you're thinking maybe you can, left arm goes up and see if the left arm can grab the left heel. Wow, and then your heart goes up. You guys look great here. Beautiful, take an inhale. See if your heart, feel like your heart is going up to the sky. Shoulder blades come in. And if you notice that the breath is a little choppy, you're gonna come out early. Otherwise, you're gonna stay for one more breath. And then you're going to come all the way up, and then you're going to relax your feet, and you're going to kind of have seats. Nice job. How did that feel? Good. Take an inhale. Stay for the exhale. So the one thing I love to do after camel pose, everybody, is just a little downward facing dog. So let your hands come forward. It's going to be our last little down dog stretch, but we're going to come up, and we're just going to take the dog for a little bit of a walk. So we'll bend the right knee and then the left. If there's any tension in your lower back, take your feet a little wider. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale here. Everybody sigh the breath out with the exhale. So let go whatever feels tight or tense. Beautiful. We're going to drop the knees all the way back down. Yep. And we're going to cross the ankles behind us, you guys. We're going to cross those ankles. So we're going to see if we can roll right over our feet. Yeah, there we go. And we are going to do something called the butterfly pose. So, Amber, I think you're just going to need a blanket. And Paige, you're going to use the bolster. Yep. And then just sitting with the hips lifted just slightly. So the hips are just a little above the knees. It helps the knees to relax. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, girls. Yeah, so we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. And we're going to sit up nice and tall, and we're just going to take a couple deep breaths. So feel the inner part of the hip open up, the inner thigh. Maybe the knees will relax a little wider towards the mat. And on this one, I love to feel myself just press down into my seat and let the energy come up. So nice stretch for the spine. Just through the breath, you guys, just through the nice deep inhale. And a nice relaxed exhale. And then start to walk yourself a little forward. Notice how that feels. So sometimes I don't get too far because my back is tight. Sometimes I like to round my back, and sometimes I can walk my back a little forward. Yeah. Perfect, ladies.
Take a few breaths right here. We're going to take a nice deep inhale so we reach it a little further forward. And then we're going to stay for the exhale. Walk the hands back towards the legs and pick yourself all the way up. You got it. Bring your hands to the outside of your knees and let's lift the knees up. Beautiful. Shake the legs out in front of you. Give it a little shake. You got it. And then we're going to walk the heels a little bit wide, girls. All the way to the, yep. And then we're just going to let ourselves fold forward. And we're going to walk it out a little bit here. Yeah. Yeah. Take a nice long exhale here. And then slowly walk yourself back up to center. We are going to turn sideways on the yoga mat. So let's turn to the right side of the room. Let's let the left leg reach towards the front of your yoga mat. Yeah, and bring your bolster with you underneath your hips so you have to slide off. Yeah, and open your legs wide. And then we'll slide it back behind you. Yeah. And then you can come back up and you give yourself a little lift. Perfect. And then finding a little bit of a stretch, ladies. Notice how, wow, you guys. Take an inhale. See if you can hook your big toes. I know. So if you can't hook your big toes, just put your hands down and then start to walk yourself a little forward. You got it. If you have a hook on your big toes, you can lengthen your spine forward. You're going to use that. Yep. And the thighs firm down, and the back and the knees firm down, and the heart pulls a little forward, and you get a really good stretch on your lower back. Holding on to the big toes gives you a little leverage. By all means, use a pillow and let yourself just relax forward if that feels better. And we're going to wait until the end of the breath. So it's a nice long exhale, letting the body relax. On an inhale, walk yourself to sit up tall. So hands come down, walk this the body up nice and tall. And we're going to take the left foot and we're going to bring it to the inside of the right leg. And we're going to go for a little side stretch here. So you're going to let the right arm relax. And we're going to let the left arm reach up and over. And we're just going to feel the head release. Maybe we're going to turn our gaze down over the right shoulder. Yeah, there you go. With our next breath, we're going to take the left arm, we're going to reach it back up towards the sky, and then we're going to bend it and slide that left arm behind the back. So now we're just going to let the neck release as you take your right ear towards your shoulder. Yeah, there you go. Yep, and just let the neck go. Take a nice long exhale. And with an inhale, fly the arm from behind your back up to the sky. Gently bring yourself all the way up as you relax the arm. Open both legs wide, and then we'll switch sides, taking it over to the other side. Nice deep inhale and a nice complete exhale, and gently let yourself find where you'd like to rest the left arm. It could be on top of the leg or inside. Feel the right arm reach up and let yourself reach over. We're going to take a nice deep inhale and we're going to fly the right arm back up. And then just bend the arm and fly it behind your back. See if you can relax the left ear towards the shoulder. Just let the head go, yeah. For one really complete exhale. Really feel the body let go. And the inhale is going to bring us all the way up. And we're going to shake out those legs one more time, girls. So let them go out to wide to the side. Give them a little shake. Yeah. And then we're going to turn to face the front of the yoga mat. So slide off your props for a second. Yep. And this is like my favorite pose. I'm going to take these bolsters, and you can use a pillow at home, and I'm going to place them behind. So the spine's going to get to rest on the bolster. So these ladies are going to slide up a little more towards the front of their yoga mats. Yep. And the bolster is just right, the end of the bolster is just right close to the lower back. So the hips stay on the floor. And then, just want to make sure, I'm going to use one of my yoga blocks at the end of the bolster just in case their head needs a little extra support. And I'm going to take the blanket and I'm just going to place it across so it's nice and soft. And then you guys take a moment with your feet flat and your knees up. Yeah. And just push your heart a little forward. So spread the knees wide and open the belly, open the chest. And then just gently tuck your chin and round your back a little bit. Come forward one more time if you would. Spread the knees wide, open the chest. And then gently, as you start to rock back, release your hands and let yourself roll all the way back onto the bolster. So we're going to keep a little bit of a lift. There you go. And then the soles of the feet come together and the knees go wide to the side. Beautiful. One hand is on your heart and one hand is on your belly. So we're here for about 2 or 3 minutes. And a simple pose of devotion, right? So feeling ourselves intuitively know that we are devoted to what we have in our yoga practice, what we carry with us in our yoga practice, and how important it is for us to take care of ourselves and the passenger that we have with us, and how much it means to us to have taken this time to practice being mindful, being in the moment, and feeling that unconditional love within. With each exhale, we're going to relax just a little bit deeper. If there's anything you need to change about where you are in this moment, if you need to relax the arms or move the hips a little bit, please do. Each exhale is very releasing and relaxing. Notice if you can allow yourself to truly think about how rejuvenating it is to relax, as we're often pretty busy. And energetically allow yourself to feel like you are bringing a little more energy into the body as you are still and relaxed. Taking a nice deep breath in as you let the arms reach all the way up towards the sky above you and overhead. Just give yourself a little bit of a stretch and then extend the legs nice and long and give the legs a little bit of a stretch. Give them a little shake, turn the toes in and out. Yeah, and we're going to gently allow ourselves to turn just over to the right, just really gently, you guys, because you're coming off the bolster. And you're going to use that bottom arm to cradle the head, and you're going to hug the knees in a little bit. So you got to go slow. That's going to be tough for you, mama. Yeah. So just use the top arm and then bring yourself up to a seated position. Yeah, there you go. And sitting forward, ladies, if you would, crossing the legs, just for one final minute as we finish our practice. I want to thank you both for allowing me to be your guide for yoga today. So take a moment, pressing the hands together at the heart, being grateful for all that we have and all that we share. Thank you both so much for allowing me to share my yoga poses with you and you to share your energy with me. I am totally grateful. Breathe in nice and deep. Big inhale here. Exhale, relax and release. And at the end of each practice, we say the word namaste. The soul and the light inside of me honors the soul and the light inside of you. When I am in my light and you are in yours, we are one. Namaste.